All right. So where did you get the courage to decide to go out on your own and not be an electrical engineer for some big, Boeing or some big company like that? Where did you get the courage?
It's always hard to pinpoint courage, or it's always hard. It's always, you always watch the movie or or read the book or the TV show, and it's like, this one day I just woke up and I knew that I was going to or was going to start my own business. I had the dream and I knew it. And at least for me and everybody else I know, it's not that. It's always I think a slower process. So I came out of law school and I had the one startup I was going, but as a full-time job to pay the bills. I worked for other firms. And so it wasn't like I came out of law school and said, hey, I'm going to be a startup and I'm going to do it now. I was doing startups, and I always say a startup or side hustle is really a second full-time job, which is basically what it turned into. The second job just didn't pay me anything for a while. But when I got the courage to start, it was really, I got to a point, I came out knowing I wanted to do my own firm, wanted to do my own business, but I also wasn't in denial to say, hey, I don't have a lot of the experience I need to really probably be successful, especially in the legal field. I wanted to get some good experience. What are good practices? How should I go about doing it? What are the things that what should I be doing? What knowledge should I have? Wanted to have a mentor. So I went and worked for a couple other law firms for about 6.5 years. But that was kind of when I got to the point of saying, okay, it feels like I had kind of a couple things hit me. One was, it feels like I had enough experience to where I could go and do it on my own and I'd feel comfortable. I'd done it enough times for other clients. I'd had mentors. I'd asked questions. It's not like I knew everything, but I felt like I'd reached that point. The other thing that I kind of got to was I'd had enough I felt like I was always splitting my attention. It was like, okay, during the day, I have to do my legal job. During the night, I'm doing my other startups. But it felt like I feel like if I were to be able to mesh those, put those together, and one week I may focus more on the one business, another week I may focus more on the law practice, or 1 hour and the other hour, it gives me more flexibility. And I couldn't really do that working for someone else. So I kind of had those 2 points where, one, I felt like I had enough experience. Two, I felt like I wanted to start to meld the things I was doing as kind of a overall concerted effort as opposed to kind of in silos. And so with that, it was probably about 6.5 years of my career that I kind of felt like I'd reached those 2 points. And that's where I decided, hey, I can do this. I have enough confidence. I have enough, ability. I've done this enough on the side hustles that let's go ahead and do it. And so started my own firm and been doing it ever since.
Nice.